So, let's get started on your reading. I wanna just see where you're at. On a collective level, this is a general reading, so let's be open to that. Let's be open to the general energies, what's going on in your life. May this message find who it's meant to find. Maybe I can do so you can kind of see a little bit of what I'm doing. See my little chicken foot over here. I like keeping chickens' feet around for good luck. I'm practicing a bit of hoodoo, okay? Hoodoo, voodoo. I do. Alright, so let's see. Current energy for my collective. For the viewers. Alright, let's see it. Earth School. Life lessons, soul growth, and study higher learning. Star Brothers. Taurus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. I really like that. That's like your soul track. And with the Earth School, it's like learning collectively, learning within your soul track. I know me, I have kind of an unofficial coven of women where it's like, we never, did any kind of initiation ceremony yet. Our entire spiritual journeys have intertwined, and I feel like you're experiencing something very similar. Your star brothers are those people that are just on your side, that are in your corner, and you're really seeing that. So let's see. I think that's good that you have like a solid support system, and it usually does not show up in the form of your blood relatives, but in a family that's built just on a soul bond alone, and that's kind of a beautiful experience, Like me, I have two dads that aren't my dad, that aren't my biological dad, I should say. They're definitely, they get that role. Ooh, fuck, damn, heavy ass energy. Okay, so we have the Death card and the Ten of Swords. So what I'm seeing is some cycle came to an end. Also, Scorpio energy is coming right off the bat. The Ten of Swords is kind of like a betrayal or feeling defeated, feeling like not knowing which way is up. What's cool though about 10 is the number of endings and new beginnings. Death is the 13th card in the Major Arcana, and Death is both 1, which would be the Magician, and 3, which is, in your mind, body, spirit. So 1 is that first step into the unknown. And I feel like in your mind, body, and spirit, you're entering a new cycle, you're going to experience a new life within this life. It's almost like being reincarnated while you're still alive, Like your energy shifts, things start changing, you start feeling different. You might, it's a good time for a purge, get rid of things that resonate at a lower energy level. Like, for example, I I got rid of a lot of my clothes and a lot of just things that were just kind of collecting dust because they no longer resonated with me. And you don't want to hold on to things that just don't, you know? You want to open yourself up. Alright, so we have Queen of Cups, Divine Feminine Energy. This kind of ties into that Scorpio energy too, being water. But it can also, you know, the Queen of Cups is very emotionally mature, very solid. Her cup is full, as you can see, and the cup that runneth over can fill others, you know. So this is somebody who's really giving a lot of self-love to themselves at this time. A lot of love to themselves. Let me fix my words. Interesting enough, though, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse with the King of Pentacles in reverse, which tells me that there's a masculine here that you had to let go of, maybe a very codependent masculine, somebody who wanted, rather than to be in a state of giving to you, they're in a state of receiving for themselves, unfortunately, which is kind of gold diggery energy, right? But I do see you letting this go. They could be an earth sign, both the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles being, you know, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn energy. With the Temperance card showing up, Sagittarius, it's telling me that, one, you're very patient, or you're becoming very patient through this experience. Trust in divine timing, and trust in the way that things are unfolding for you at this time. I feel, you know, like this is Archangel Michael filling up your cup, right? And they have Michael showing up in a feminine form, but I don't believe that angels really have a gender in accordance to humans, you know? For them, it's more flowing within the feminine and masculine without it being so heavily dictated on their gender, right? Like, angels don't have dicks or vaginas, if that makes sense. You know, they're energetic beings. So, let's see what else. I feel like this person or these people, if it's more than one, because the Page and the King are both two kind of individual people, like you could be dropping cycles with just toxic beings in general. And I really feel that, you know, whatever you're letting go of, it might be painful with that Ten of Swords, but it's so necessary with that Death card. Virgo energy showing up. Yeah, so we have the Hermit card, right? What I'm seeing here is it's time for deep introspection and really deciding on what you want. Or, you know, if you want love, you can't really give all your time and energy to people who are not loving, you know? It's kind of defeats the purpose. And I think you're understanding that now. Also, you may be letting go of a Virgo. The Lovers is showing up, Gemini energy. There's a lot of major arcana up here. Which shows me that you're definitely on your main quest line. This is all destined to happen. The Lovers is you coming into union. Also, if you notice in the background here, see, this is Archangel Raphael overseeing this union here, right? And there's a mountain in the background. And that represents like all the trials and challenges that you've had to overcome to get where you are, right? But it's been overseen by the divine. So let's clarify. It's interesting to have the Hermit and the Lovers, because one is in solitude and one is in union. But if you notice, the Hermit is on top of the mountain, right? and it's like he's going through traversing the mountains. So maybe you might have to go through some challenges alone, in order to get to this point. It's like you have to seek the light within in order to navigate through. Now the hermit's at the top of the mountain. You might be. I feel like the worst is behind you, right? Like you're already at the top. The climbing up aspect is over, right? You already climbed to that mountain. You've reached the top, and now you're using your lamp to find your way to the base of the mountain where you need to be, to bring you into full alignment with your divine counterpart. So, let's clarify the Hermit and the Lovers. Interesting. So we have the Five of Pentacles, and then the Six of Pentacles, right? And if I love the numbers, right? The numbers really say a lot in this story about where you are in your journey. 5 is feeling left out in the cold, or feeling like you're struggling to like reach your financial goals or whatever. 6 of Pentacles, though, is telling me that somebody is going to be helping you, right? 6 of Pentacles is all about somebody kind of reaching out and meeting you halfway. And you're right in between the 5 and the 6, right? You need to be receptive to the help that comes along your way. You might end up having an unexpected opportunity or offer of some sort, or even just friends helping you out, and this is going to really help you on your Fool's journey, right? The Fool is right there at the bottom of the deck. The Fool is embarking on a whole new cycle, right? It's the 0 card. And what I like about the number 0 is it's a non-number, right? It doesn't have any numerical value. However, when it's multiplied, even against the largest or the smallest number, everything goes back to 0, right? And to me, 0 represents the source, right? So taking advice from source, really listening to source, and multiplying yourself by that, so that you can get to ground 0, so that you can get to the start of your new journey. And it's kind of like giving all your burdens away. Look, Wheel of Fortune is showing up too, right? Wheel of Fortune is luck being on your side, and the tide's turning, and things are going to be shifting for you. Yeah, the worst is over. That feeling of being left out in the cold or feeling a lack of abundance is over. You need to get in the abundance mindset, right? And one thing I did is I started thinking, well, what is it that people do that, like, in regards to who attracts abundance, right? And I did research, like, the millionaire mindset. Like, how the hell do we get from point A to point B? And when you tap into that energy and you don't see money as the enemy, but you see it as a tool to gain resources or to help others or to help you along your journey to get to where you need to be so that you can be humanitarian, right? Because I don't see greed here, right? I see somebody who is desperately trying to get out of a rut, and somebody who needs to stop seeing money as the enemy. Okay, money is not the root of all evil. People are, okay, let's be real. And how you perceive money, your relationship with money is important. You need to start seeing money as energy, as high vibrating, free flowing energy. And money comes, money goes. You can't have a poor mindset where you're unable to share it, you know. That's something I've learned too, you know, that, like, if I have wealth to give, I'm going to share. I'm going to help others. I'm not going to be taken advantage of. There's a big difference. But, I know how to help others, you know, and use my resources in order to do so. Um, so, let's see. Only people in a lack mindset fear spending it, right? Or fear investing in themselves. And an investment in yourself is never a waste of money. If you're investing in a business opportunity or you're investing in something for you, then it's never bad. How you behave when you get money can determine that, and you have to remember, stay humble, right? Be humble. Don't place yourself above anyone else, because remember, when you were at the bottom of the mountain having to climb all the way up to the top, right? It's your job now, once you get there, to help others find their way, right? That's what these spiritual journeys are all about, helping somebody else. That's why sages and gurus, they always find students, people that they can share their wealth of knowledge with. Mentorship is important. That is all aspects of the spiritual journey. I find a mentor in everybody. And I have also mentored people, Honestly, my favorite people to learn from are children and old people, right? Old people will teach you how to navigate your money, your resources, all that. Children will teach you how to not take shit so seriously and how to enjoy the simplicity in life. Like, my favorite thing is going and finding bugs with the kids. I went to a little house, it was like a barbecue thing, and all the adults were inside, they're preparing all the food, and I was outside with all the kids, and we're all coloring this dog with chalk, and we were like playing with bugs, and it was a beautiful experience, and I realized, I love being that adult who sits at the kids' table and debates with them over Disney versus Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and finding the wisdom in the children. Children know more than adults. They're more evolved than adults. Their mindsets are so expansive, and they're learning at such a crazy high rate that a lot of parents might get annoyed when their kids are like, hey, look at this, hey, mom, look at that, da-da-da-da-da. That's usually when they're about to teach you the coolest thing you've ever known, right? And so be receptive to that, be receptive to the lessons from children too. Two of Swords, I see you finding peace in your situation. King of Wands, right? This taps into that Sagittarius energy a bit. King of Wands is a masculine energy, right? And what is funny is he's looking over at this Queen of Cups, which is the energy that you're showing up as. And it looks like the Queen of Cups is not noticing this King of Wands, right? Seeing fire and water. So, King of Cups is like, hey, what is up? And she's like, oh, I'm focused on my cup right now. I ain't paying attention to you over there behind me, And it's like there's somebody here who's living in their truth, and this could be that person that wants to help you along your way. Three of Wands. I see you walking away from third-party situations or situations that didn't suit you. What I love about this Three of Wands is that there's a moth there, right? Which means that there's an end, a death to a situation. It goes back to the Death card and the Ten of Swords. Something does have to come to an end, and you do have to make a decision moving forward. Always decide on yourself. Always decide on what best suits you. Man, it's funny too, because my whole thing is because I was so heavily indoctrinated by the church. I try not to indoctrinate kids, but as soon as I show up in my witch hat, the kids are like, "What? Teach me about everything," And I'm like, ugh. Like, a girl that I take care of yesterday, she asked me to teach her how to read tarot cards, and then my niece also, in the same day, she asked me to help her, to teach her how to make voodoo dolls, and I'm like, look, y'all, y'all gotta get permissions, because, and I feel like there's a difference too between a child coming to you and asking you about certain things that could help them on their journey versus being like demanding that children learn a certain thing or be a certain way. I'm really learning that fine line between, because I for so long I'm like, I don't want to change their mindsets, and you know what? Also, if I have something that they want to learn, like I want to learn from these kids too. So, with the right permissions, I'm not closed off to it anymore. Page of Swords. You've got some jealous people in your field. Somebody here that's just kind of hating on you, probably talking mad shit. Ace of Swords in reverse tells me that you're not feeding into it though. You're not meeting sword with sword. You're just kind of like, oh, you want to be over there swinging your sword like an asshole? Well, I'm going to walk away. And I see you picking up your bags and going on the Fool's journey, right? I looked at the Fool card did come out. And because of that, because of your act of non-conflict, and because you're not allowing yourself to be moved by that, you get your wish fulfillment. 9 of Pentacles, right? Good seeds have good harvests. So, I do see that you're learning a lot right now. And I do see that you're just kind of not taking bullshit. You're not dealing with bullshit ass people, and you're really allowing yourself to move forward. I feel this very entrepreneurial vibe from you. That you're a self-starter. You don't want to be part of the system. You want to know how to do things for yourself, by yourself. You don't need to clock in for anybody else, or you don't want to clock in for anybody else. You want to clock in for yourself. You want to do your own shit. What feels like not work to you, Messages for a rabbit. Service to the animal world. Like I said, there's this energy of needing to give and needing to learn. The energy that you could be giving to is animals. There's like a lot of animal refuges that you could volunteer for, or even if you're just chilling with animals in general. I feel like there's a lot of wisdom that comes from animals as well. Shine bright like a candle, you will make it through this. And you will, A lot of our best art, a lot of our best creations come from moments of suffering. It's something, I actually had this conversation yesterday where I was like, I was talking about how, Hitler was a piece of crap, a complete piece of crap. His paintings, though, were incredible, right? His paintings were amazing. And, Courtney Love, everyone has kind of their opinions on that. Her music, though, was amazing. Even Jim Morrison was kind of a piece of crap. His music, though, amazing. And it's like, I feel this energy that during times of suffering, or during times where we feel the most in our shadow, that's when some of our best creations come out, and it's it's a great way to get that shadow out without being conformed to your shadow, you know? Because your shadow is not a place where you should live, but a place that you should create from, you know? From that pain, the struggle, all that, that's your inspiration. That's what helps bring about the best work that you'll ever create. And that's why you had to go over these mountains. I love that the Lovers card came out, but this is not a love reading, right? And so I do feel you coming into alignment with your divine counterpart. But fool, you gotta get over this mountain. You gotta focus on the mountain and fill in your cup first before you start thinking about union. When you put yourself in alignment, then union happens, right? It's not something forced or efforted. It's something that happens. Durga Kalika. In unusually challenging situations, the way we have supported ourselves during more ordinary times are insufficient. We need to be open to divine inspiration, protection, and proceeding in new ways. Here's a portent of unexpected success. Even if everything appears to be going against you, the tide shall turn through divine grace. There's a lot of confirmation that things are getting better in your situation, and there's a turning point, you know, of the suffering and the hardships. So just keep going on. Follow the white rabbit, my friend. Wherever that takes you. Identify with the white rabbit, right? When you're hanging out with animals, practice being like the animals. Like whenever I hang out with cats, like sometimes I'll just like do what cats are doing. Flop on my side and just lay there, you know, and I just hang out, you know. When I'm hanging out with dogs, they're more excitable, and then you get into that energy. And it's like you can learn a lot about your own nature by tapping into the nature of other animals. And yes, you are an animal. So, you know, that's another thing that you should realize about yourself. But anywho, this is pretty much what I have for you. Namaste, I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.